That's our property line between the national forest and private land. Definitely don't want to trespass. I'm out here scouting for big game, do a little hunting, checking trail cams, just exploring along a creek and a river. Let's go. I'm out here hiking through the mountains today. Beautiful, beautiful day. It was cold this morning, now it's a little warm. I'm probably 2 miles back up in here now. Little creek up here I'm headed to. I'm gonna scout along that creek and head back to the truck. See if I can find something to see or put on camera. I just came across something really cool right here. So one interesting thing about these public lands, national forest, WMAs, all that. I guess when the government came in here and bought them up, some of these folks didn't want to sell. So right up here, there's like a little chunk of landlocked land that's landlocked by the national forest. Like an old cabin here. I'm gonna tell them when we built. Let's go check it out. This little trail one right here. That's our property line between the national forest and private land. So, little cabin right there straddles the line. I'm not gonna go over there because it's posted in private property, so definitely don't want to trespass. Like an old stand right there. Must have been a little community up here at one time because I'm looking at another little cabin right here. Let's go up here and check it out. Let's see it right there. Yeah. That's pretty cool. There's one right there. There's one down there. All through here. All private property. Right off this line. Last one right here. I assume it's probably the last one. But there's one more cabin right here. Kind of looks like somebody started working on it. That's pretty new stuff there. So it looks like all the way from that first house back there, all the way like right here. This little forest sign is. That's where the forest starts back up. So as I'm hiking along this ridge here, on the other side from those houses, I come across this thing right here. No clue what it is. You guys know what it is? Drop it in the comments. I'm gonna take a look at it and see if I can figure it out. Looks like it might be some kind of transformer. It's got pipes running into it. So let's see, please, there's a road. There's a road right up there. So this might actually be walls of electricity or plumbing or pump or something comes into. No clue, but found a road. It was deep enough in there. It was thick enough and steep enough. I had to come find a road. Hopefully this takes me back to the truck. We'll see. Check this big dude out right here. Right in the middle of the trail. Boom! Big old tree. Gotta figure out how to get around it now. Got a little bit on that one. Check that out. Beautiful. Let's stop, take a little break here. Back on the trail, about a mile to go. So I'm thinking this is one of those natural barriers that kind of compress the animals down and force them to go a certain way. Like this huge cliff right here behind me. It kind of cuts off that side of the creek, and this over here does the same thing. So I'm thinking somewhere in here it's gonna be a good spot to hang a camera. Thought process is they're gonna come from either right to left or left to right, and they're gonna cross that little creek right there. So we'll see. Now back to the truck. That's it for day one. Catch you tomorrow on day two. Welcome back, guys. Day two. I'm scouting along this little creek right here, looking for a spot to hang a trail camera, hunting small game. I was here about a month ago. I hiked about a mile, put out a trail cam, so I'm headed back in there to check that camera and try to go a little bit further. Found another spot. Let's go. Gotta cross the road here, going to the bridge. So I'm headed that way. I'm gonna hike along this creek, see what I can see this time. Maybe do a little squirrel hunting along the way. So this little creek right here runs back into the Chattahoochee, which is where I parked the truck back there. And Chattahoochee runs, you know, all the way from one side of the state to the other, back and down to the Gulf. But this little creek right here runs all the way up here, probably a couple miles up in this WMA. So that's why I'm headed, trying to get to the end of it. Creek crossing not too far from the road, but last time I was in here, tried to get across on that log right there, very unsuccessfully. So trying to find the shallowest part here. It's deep. It's deep. It's much deeper than it was last time. So I just passed through the marsh. Camera should be right over here somewhere. Hopefully I can remember where it is. And it's still on. Still there. Let's go see if it's still on. There she is. Still here. Right. Let's see what's on here. Quite a few. That's a nice little buck right there. There we go. Same little buck again. Oh, young buck. There he is, little coyote. Another coyote. Is that spooky? A bunch of photos and random photos on Halloween. So this wound up being a pretty decent location for the camera overall. I'm glad I came back a month-ish later because I need to angle it to the left and down a little bit. So this creek right here runs about another mile up this WMA. It gets narrower and skinnier. So I'm gonna hike up here so we can find a spot for another trail cam. So I just got the first squirrel of the trip. It was so quick I couldn't get it on camera, but you can see that he's on the pack right there. So really where I'm gonna put that second camera, across this creek. So I'm headed across it now. I'm almost back. Made it to the first creek crossing. Back to the bridge, back to the truck. Let's go. That's pretty good actually. My feet are wet. Alright guys, that's it for this little adventure. If you like this video, check out the other ones. Hang around for some more. Catch you in the next one.